Alright, so, the principle of cause and effect. Welcome back. We now arrive at a principle that reveals the universe not as a collection of random accidents, but as a work of magnificent and intricate order. This is the sixth Hermetic principle, the principle of cause and effect. It declares, every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. This principle, the bedrock of modern science and the key to every spiritual tradition concerning karma, invites a view where everything experienced, every circumstance, every relationship, every moment of joy, or of struggle isn't a chaotic event, but a perfect and lawful effect. And more importantly, it empowers us with the understanding that we are not merely passengers buffeted by these effects. We are, at every moment, active and powerful causes. Looking at the world with the eyes of this principle reveals that nothing stands alone. The fall of a leaf from a tree, the path of a storm, the rise and fall of a civilization, of a religion. Each is a single link in an infinite interwoven chain of causality. As the Kybalion illustrates, with poetic precision I may add, a simple event like a stone crashing through a cottage roof can be tracked back through a chain of causes. The rain that softened the earth, the sun that helped disintegrate the rock, the geological upheavals that formed the mountain itself, and back further than the mind can even conceive. There are no isolated incidents. Every phenomenon is connected, a consequent of some precedent event. The concept, often called chance or luck, is merely a label applied to these long, complex, or unseen chains of causation. Consider the roll of a dice. We may call the result random, but it obeys a law as infallible as the orbits of the planets. The outcome is determined by the precise angle of force of the throw, the air resistance, the texture of the surface, an intricate web of causes leading to a single inevitable effect. Chance is but a name for a law not yet recognized. This principle ensures a cosmic equilibrium. The spiritual tradition of karma and what is often called the law of compensation are expressions of this same immutable law. As Swami Sivananda explains, this law operates everywhere to keep balance. If there is extreme heat in one place, there is extreme cold in another. A flood tide here means an ebb tide there. Peace will follow war. It is the universe's way of maintaining perfect harmony and justice, ensuring that every action has its corresponding return. This is a macrocosmic view, a reality governed by an orderly, relentless, and intelligent law of return. Now, bring this cosmic truth into the microcosm of our own being. The principle states there are many planes of causation. The most important plane for our transformation is the mental plane. Our thoughts are not just fleeting whispers. They are the primary internal causes. They are the first seeds planted in the fertile soil of consciousness. Every word spoken is a cause sent, vibrating into the world. Every intention held sets a chain of subtle events into motion. Many live as unwitting gardeners, scattering seeds of thought indiscriminately, and then feeling like victims of tangled, overgrown garden of their lives. They are carried along like the falling stone, obedient to environment, outside influences, and internal moods, desires, etc. Moved like the pawns on the checkerboard of life. This is the avatar, forever reacting to effects, blaming the world for the harvest, completely blind to the seeds it has been sowing all along. This brings us to a point of deep introspection and profound liberation. Looking at a persistent negative thought pattern, anxiety, self-doubt, resentment, the question might arise, where is this coming from? Why does this keep arising? The observer, from its seat of pure awareness, offers a key insight. Who cares? We do not need to know. The frantic, often endless archaeology of the psyche to find a root cause, to trace back the cause for the effect, is often the avatar's last attempt to stay in the story, for the ego to remain relevant, to remain a character defined by a past effect rather than a conscious creator of a new cause. Moving forward, the chain of personal causation is long and complex, potentially stretching across the breadth of a soul's journey. The intellect, as wise teachers note, may be too feeble to trace the precise antecedent of a current suffering. But here is our freedom. We are not required to engage with, validate, or even build our identity upon every thought seed that surfaces. It is perfectly okay to not know. Listen to this. It is perfectly okay to not know its specific origin story. Our power is not in retroactively analyzing every weed. It is in consciously choosing what will we plant now. A thought is a cause. We have the ability to not water it, to let it pass, and to select a new seed, a new thought. From this space of empowered non-identification, a clear desire is born. I want to have different thoughts to reflect new outcomes. This declaration is the moment we decide to stop being a pawn of past causes and become a masterful cause in the present. For this sacred work of mental alchemy, of transmuting the lead of old thoughts into the gold of new realities, we are equipped with three essential tools. Here we go again. Intention, awareness, and eloquence. Awareness is our discernment. It is the capacity of the observer to witness the thought seeds as they arise. Before we can choose a new seed, we must first become aware of the old ones passing through the mental field. The seed of comparison is here. The seed of lack is showing its face. Awareness creates the critical pause. It allows us to see the thought as a potential cause, not as a truth. It is a first step in ceasing to be an unconscious planter. Now intention, that's our selection. We choose this. From the clear space created by awareness, we consciously choose the seed we wish to cultivate. This is not the avatar, the ego's desperate wish for an external effect. I want that person to change. It is the observer's sovereign choice for an internal cause. We declare, I intend to plant the seed of gratitude. I intend to cultivate the thought of sufficiency. We set our cause with clarity, aligning our mental energy with the effect we wish to eventually see manifested in life. Eloquence. Eloquence is our cultivation. It is the art of nurturing the new seed with the precise language of the mind. The old thought was blunt and a thorny seed. I never have enough. Using an understanding of cause and effect, we apply eloquence. We consciously formulate the new causative thought. Could be something like this. I am a conscious co-creator. My focus on abundance is the direct cause that organizes the effect of my experience. We don't just wish for a different effect. We articulate the new mental cause that will, by universal law, produce it. This is speaking the language of creation itself. The practice, the causal pause, is a way to insert the wisdom of the observer into the automatic chain of stimulus and reaction, turning us from an effect into a conscious cause. In a quiet space, bringing to mind a situation that typically triggers a habitual, unconscious reaction, perhaps a frustrating commute, a challenging interaction, or a recurring worry, can be a good starting point. First, invoke the awareness. Visualizing the trigger, we notice the first thought seed that tries to sprout. Is it impatience? Is it judgment? Anxiety? Feeling it fully, but not following its storyline, simply acknowledge the seed of enter, impatience, anxiety, judgment is presenting itself. Second, institute the pause. Here, we create space in the chain of causation. Before the thought seed can automatically trigger the old effect, a snapped comment, a spiral of worry, we stop. We breathe. We remember the principle. Every cause has its effect. We ask the pivotal question, what seed am I about to plant with my next thought, word, or action? Third, choose with intention and eloquence. From that pause, we choose a new cause, setting our intention. I choose to plant the seed of calm detachment, then using eloquence to formulate the new causative thought, speaking it internally. My peace is not dependent on this traffic. My calm is the cause that creates a harmonious inner environment. Finally, rest as the law, releasing the practice, resting back into the awareness that we are not the endless chain of cause and effect, but the conscious space in which we can intervene in that chain. We are the gardener who has just exercised choice. We have moved from being a piece moved on the board to being one who understands the rules and can make a strategic move. We have aligned ourselves with the higher law, becoming a conscious cause in our material world. We are learning that we are not victims of random universe. We are participants in an impeccable, ordered universe. The principle of cause and effect is not a prison sentence of fate or destiny. It is the ultimate declaration of our creative responsibility and power. By mastering the casual pause, we step out of the endless reaction to past seeds and into the sovereign act of planting new ones. We realize that our inner world is the primary causal plane. What we consistently cause within, the universe has no choice but to effect without. We become, in the truest sense, the master of our fate, for we have learned to consciously sow the seeds of our destiny.